Hariom. So welcome to our second yoga practice for the prenatal section, and make sure before you start that you've got your baby in there, okay? It's important to have something there to remind you, and it's also a good training tool. So put a cushion, put a blanket, whatever you want, whatever will stay there, please put it in. Alright, then we'll come into a comfortable sitting position. So any sitting pose that suits you, taking care of your knees and your back. So remembering if you need to sit on a cushion to make your spine higher, you can do that. And today we're going to bring our hands into Nyana Mudra. So like Nyana Mudra, with our index and thumbs touching, we're going to have our palms facing down. So this practice is just a little bit more soothing. The mudra is more soothing. When you've got your palms facing up, it's more about, gaining that energy. But sometimes there's enough going on and you just need to go inwards. So this is helpful practice for that. So Nyana Mudra, the mudra of knowledge. So we've got our palms facing down, keeping our spine upright, closing our eyes gently, taking a deep breath in and out. Just relax your body. Your spine is upright, your face is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your head is up. And now as we inhale, remembering our resolve for a happy, healthy pregnancy, birth and baby. And exhale, relax. Again, remembering as we inhale the resolve for a happy, healthy pregnancy, birth and baby. Exhale, relax. And the last time, happy, healthy pregnancy, birth and baby, inhaling. And exhale, relax. And keeping your eyes closed, we'll chant 3 Oms in our opening prayer. Om. Om. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Namaha Gurave Namaha. Gently opening your eyes. Releasing your hands, just bring your hands to baby, acknowledging baby. And now we're going to inhale, lift our spine, and exhale, twist to the side. Just breathing normally, just holding this position here. Inhale and exhale to the other side. Looking over your shoulder, breathing normally. Now inhale and exhaling, coming to the front. So we're going to start with another relaxation asana today, and the name of that pose is Matsya Kridasan. So Matsya is fish, and it's known as flapping fish. So a funny name, but a very helpful pose. So I'll show you this position and then you can get into it. So it's from the side and kind of the prone, but only in a way that's going to be comfortable here. So you can see I'm laying down on my side. Okay. I've turned my upper body a little bit and my arms down one side, and I'm going to bring the knee up and my other leg down. Okay, and my head is resting. So this is a comfortable position for me, and for many women it will be comfortable for them. The space is there for the baby. If the belly is getting larger, or if it's uncomfortable in the upper body, you can use bolsters and cushions. So here's my little cushion. It's my bolster. So you can turn your head to the side. You can have your leg on a bolster. Okay, so whatever is comfortable, or you might want to have the cushion under your chest and rest your head. Okay. For some women, they might need an additional bolster. So the reason we do this practice is because it's another option for instead of Shavasana. It's very helpful if there is pain in the lower back, and especially the sciatic pain. So if there's pain going down into the bottom or down into the leg, then this will give a lot of relief. It almost feels like you're in a prone position, which is very comforting for a lot of women. So it's really relaxing position to be in. Just remember that you have to change the position according to the comfort. Now, if we look at the regular position, which is for the non-pregnant person, you might have the knee up and turning to the elbow so the elbow is touching the knee. This is only if it's comfortable. For some, they might have to have a bit more distance and it'll be like this. Now for that, there might be a bit of pressure on the belly, so that's where a cushion or a bolster will be helpful. So this is a very nice position to be in, whether it's to do a Shavasana or to put some visualization into the Shavasana. All those kind of things can be done in this way. Okay, so let's come into this position. Okay, so laying down on your mat, using a bolster or a cushion if you like. Okay, and it's important that you experiment with the cushion and bolster too, so that you just get an idea of how it feels different. Now some women, the other thing, sometimes the upper body isn't comfortable because of flexibility, tightness, and it can also be because of the pressure being put onto the breasts. Now for some women, especially in the first trimester, their breasts can be really, really tender, so they can't lay in this way at all. Okay, so let's come into the position. Closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in and out, and again in and out, just allowing your body to relax, relaxing your face, all the muscles of your face, your eyes, nose, mouth, and jaw. Relax your forehead, the crown of your head, the back of your head, your whole head. Relaxing your neck and throat, your shoulders, your chest, your upper back, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands, the middle of your back, and your lower back. Your whole back is relaxed, your chest is relaxed, and your belly, the top of your belly, your lower belly, your sides, and your whole belly. Your pelvis, your hips, your bottom, your thighs, your knees, calf muscles, shins, ankles, and feet. Your whole body is relaxed from the crown of your head down to your toes. Now just focus on the breath as it flows in and out. And feel that with every breath you take, you're relaxing that little bit more. Inhaling peace, calmness, positivity. Exhaling any stress, any tension, any negativity. Feel the body relaxing deeper and deeper. And as the body relaxes, the mind also relaxes. Now keeping this feeling of calmness and relaxation, stretch out your toes, your fingers, opening your eyes, and then very slowly we're going to come up to sitting position. And we're going to come to standing. Okay. So coming into your standing position. Baby there. Alright, we'll start with our baby prana, which we did last time. So our feet are apart, so hip width distance, hands on baby. And inhale, open. And exhaling, baby. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay. Now we're going to do a new position called Chandrasana, which is the archer's bow. Now there's two versions of this. There's a sitting one and there's a standing one. So we're doing the standing. So here we're going to take a step forward with our left foot, raising our left arm and using our right hand. So imagine that you've got a bow and you're pulling your bow back. Okay, so we need to have a little bit of tension in our arms to do this. So tightening the arms, we inhale, bringing your arm back, looking over your left hand, and exhale, relax. So again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay. So we'll do it on the other side. So this is just really nice for opening up the chest, and it gives a nice stretch into the upper back as well. So it's good for, women who are starting to hunch a bit. It's good for, that pressure of the baby kicking up, and it's also a really good asana to do postnatally. So women can start doing that from the beginning, basically when baby's born. We can start doing that movement, which will help to relieve a lot of the tension that can be there postnatally from when we're hunching over, like holding baby and also breastfeeding. Okay, so the other side. So take a step with your right foot, raising your arm up. You can have a loose grip. Tighten your arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Relax. Okay. Shake out your shoulders. Now the next practice we're going to do is Tadasana, the tree pose. So Tadasana, we want to have our feet apart, we're interlocking our fingers, turning our palms out, raising our arms up, and you might not be able to see my hands here, but you'll get a good understanding of it. So what we're doing here is we're going to inhale, lifting our heels, finding a point to focus on and stretching upward. Okay, so let's do it. Inhaling, lifting up. So you're stretching from your toes to your palms and exhale down. And when you exhale, just relax your hands down and relax your shoulders. We're going to do a few repetitions of it. So again, inhale, stretch, exhale down. Inhale, stretch, exhale down. Inhale, stretch, exhale down. Inhale, stretch, exhale down. And slowly bring your arms down, roll your shoulders. So Tadasana is a asana which is very good for relieving tension in the spine. I'm sure many of you do it anyway in your yoga practice, or you just do it when you wake up in the morning. Stretch. It gives a nice relief there. It helps to create space in the spine, so in between the vertebrae there, which is very helpful because we can feel a bit of compression in the spine, especially during pregnancy. So it will also help you with your posture to stay tall, relieving back pain as well. And because we're lifting our heels, it's also a balancing position. So it's very good for strengthening the nervous system. Of course, we can decide how high we want to lift our heels. If it's a little difficult, then lift it less or use the support of the wall. The lifting of the heels is also really good for the calf muscles, so you get a nice stretch into the calves when you lift up your legs this way. And as I've already mentioned, there is a tendency to have leg cramps, so it's good to fit in these kind of stretches whenever you can. Okay? And you can teach your pregnant ladies to do this during the day. You know, when they're in the kitchen, they can just come up onto their heels and down, anywhere they are. You know, if they're in the kitchen, they might have a bench to hold on to if they like. Alright, so this is Tadasana, the palm tree. Now we're going to do Tadasana, the swaying palm tree. So interlock your fingers, turn your palms, raising your arms up. Alright, so in this position now our feet stay on the ground. We're going to inhale, exhale to the side. Inhale up, exhale other side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale up and exhale, bring your arms down. So the swaying palm tree, Tadasana, is also helpful for lengthening the spine, but you're also getting that side stretch, and it gives a nice massage to the sides. It gives a little bit of stretch there into the kidneys, into the adrenals. It's helpful for women who are worried about like losing their waist in pregnancy, so it's nice there. And basically in pregnancy it's really nice to get those side stretches, like you feel really good to have them. The other thing is that with this practice and the one before it, Tadasana, and the one that we're going to do after in a minute, all of those are different exercises that we do for the partial cleanse or the full cleanse, Sharon. So these movements are done to help with constipation and to get everything moving. So these movements, though we're not doing as many of them, they can still be helpful for any woman who is having problems of constipation, and that is very common in the first trimester and the last trimester. So good for constipation, also good for gases, like if she's accumulating a lot of gases, it can help to, you know, move things through. So this is Tadasana. Now we'll move into Chakrasan. So this is, like I said, the other one of the other ones that we do in our partial cleanse or full cleanse. So it's known as waist rotating pose. Kati is waist, and chakra, you know, is like rotate, wheel, you know. So we're going to inhale, raising our arms from the side, then we're going to exhale and twist, and bringing our right hand onto our left shoulder, wrapping our left hand behind and lifting up our elbow. Just breathe normally while you're doing this for now. When we lift up our elbow, we just get a little bit more stretch into the belly. If it doesn't feel comfortable to do that, just stay like this, and then it will be more on the spine. Okay, so turning, we're looking over our shoulder. Then we inhale back to the front, raising our arms. Exhale, other side. Okay, we can lift up again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, arms up, exhale, arms down. Okay, so like I said, it's good for the spine, gives a nice gentle twist into the spine. It's also good for stretching of the belly, so like I said, gas, constipation. It also has an effect on the knee, which you might not have noticed at that time, but you're giving it a gentle twist. There's a lot of practices we do which work on the knees, which will help to strengthen the knees. So this is one of those. Okay, so that's enough from our standing position. We're going to come down to sitting. Now, you can just sit there for a moment while I'll show you the next position. So what we're going to be doing is pelvic tilts in Taragasan. Now Taragasan we've already done, where we're laying on our back and our knees are bent. And we're going to do our pelvic tilts in Taragasan. Later we're also going to do them against the wall. So just watch me and then we'll do it. Okay. So I'm laying in Tadasana, my knees are bent, my feet are apart, and my knees are apart. So my feet are about hip width distance. And what we're going to do here is, and it's very subtle, you might not see much, is when we inhale, we're going to contract the pelvic floor and press our lower back into the mat. And then when we exhale, we're going to release it. So I'll just move my arms so you can see. So inhaling, contract. Exhaling, release. Inhale, contract. Exhale, release. So we're doing this movement of the pelvis with each breath. Now you might say, oh, but shouldn't we do the breathing the opposite way? That's up to you. In yoga with the Mula Bandha, we generally do it on an inhalation where we contract and then we exhale, relax. From a physio point of view, they exhale and contract and then inhale, relax. So I won't say that either of them is wrong, they're just different ways of doing it. The physio way says that you can employ your muscles a little bit more with the exhalation, but yoga does the other way. So experiment with both, see what works for you. Anyway, both of them are going to be applying the muscles and releasing them. It's important that you learn how to contract, but also how to relax. Okay, so here, inhaling, contract, exhale, relax. So remember, it's also that movement of your pelvis and your lower back. And this is very helpful for strengthening the pelvic floor. Of course, all the benefits of Mula Bandha are there, but it also gives relief to the lower back. So if there's any kind of tension in the lower back, it can give, a nice stretch into it. So these are some of the benefits of the pelvic tilts in Taragasan. Now, before we move into it, some precautions there are basically if you can't lay down on your back. So you can do a 45-degree angle, but it's a little tricky there, or you can do the wall, and I'll be showing you the wall later on. Okay, so let's practice. So laying down on your mat, have your knees bent, and you can have your arms by your side, or you can have your arms above your head, whatever you prefer. Okay, and you can start the practice with inhaling, pressing your lower back into the mat, contracting your pelvic floor, and exhaling, release. Okay, so inhaling, contract, exhale, release. You can try the opposite way as well, the physio way. which is where you exhale, contract, inhale, relax. So you can continue the practice at your own pace. Just close your eyes. It'll help you become a little bit more aware. So you want to focus on your pelvic floor muscles. You also want to focus on that movement that you're getting with your pelvis. And also notice that pressure that's being put against the floor of your lower back. It's also helpful for strengthening the lower abdominal muscles. And this is something that we do postnatally as well. Okay, relax. Now, we're going to do another position. You can just sit up for a moment and I'm going to show you the pose that we're going to do. So it's known as Arda Chakrasan, the half wheel pose, and we've got lots of variations of this. So I'm going to show you all of them. Some of them are not as suitable for all stages of pregnancy. Okay. So again, it's a similar position. We're already in Tadasana, so our back is on the ground, our knees are bent, our feet are close to us. For the first stage, we're going to keep our knees apart and we're going to have our hands on the ground as a support. If you find that you are strong enough, and remember you're a pregnant lady today, okay? You're not just a prenatal student here, prenatal TTC student. You can have your arms over your head. Okay, so over the head, holding the elbows. So all we're doing here is inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, coming down. So we can start it as a movement and then we can hold it. So again, inhaling, lift, and you're contracting your gluteal muscles, your bottom, and exhaling down. Okay, so this time I'm going to hold it. So inhaling and breathe normally. So here you can see that I'm pressing down with my feet. I'm lifting up my pelvis and I'm trying to hold it. If I'm shaking, then I'm holding it for too long and I need to strengthen my core a little bit more. So with this position, it is strengthening the core, but it's also having an effect on strengthening the lower back muscles. So it's really good for prevention of back pain, and it's also really good if there is lower back pain too. My arms, as you see, are up here. If I need to support myself a bit more, I can have my palms facing down. Okay, and I can also decide I'm not lifting up really super high here. I'm lifting up so that I'm in a straight line from my shoulders to my knee. Okay, and if it is a little bit too high, then I can lower it down. I might be here. That's okay too. Whatever feels comfortable for that lady. Okay, so this is type 1, and we'll move to type 2 and type 3, and I'll talk a little bit more about them. So type 2 is where we have our knees together and our feet together. Our arms are over our head. We inhale, lifting our pelvis up, and from here we're going to extend one leg. So it's a little bit stronger. So here from my shoulders to my toes is a straight line. And releasing, bending the knee, lowering the pelvis down. So it's quite a bit stronger because I've only got the support of one leg. So if I'm finding it hard to maintain the first stage, to hold that, then I won't go to the next stage. I'll show you type 3 as well. So we inhale, lifting up our pelvis, extending the leg, and lifting the heel as well. Breathing normally, lowering the heel, bending the leg, lowering the pelvis. Okay, so I'm just turning to the side and sitting up. So just before we practice it, a couple of things I'll talk about. So those second and third stages of Arda Chakrasan are a little stronger, as I mentioned. So only those who can comfortably do stage 1 will move into stage 2 and 3. There are a few things to think about as well. Is that any woman who is having nausea or vomiting This may be uncomfortable because it's a partial inversion, so it can make, you know, the acid kind of come upwards. So only if she feels comfortable to do that. Also if she's got acidity. So if she's having that reflux that's coming, especially in the later stages of pregnancy, many women may also have that. So then it's not recommended for her to be doing. Also, if she's got high blood pressure, she shouldn't be doing this, or any kind of heart problem. Also, she needs to take care that she feels comfortable to lay on her back. Now, as I've mentioned before, her knees are bent, so it is generally much more comfortable to lay on the back, but not all women. So in the last trimester, many women may not want to do this practice, so just see how she feels. The other thing is, because in the last trimester, the belly's getting a bit larger, so for some women, it's a lot of weight to lift up, you know. As I've mentioned before, like every woman shows in a different way, and everyone puts on a different amount of weight. So for some women it might just be a couple of kilos, and for some women it's a lot more. So you have to also go with your own judgment when you're teaching a class. But if you've got a really, really heavy belly, it's also going to be putting a lot of pressure onto the chest when you're lifting up as well. But for some women, the whole 9 months, they will feel comfortable to do all of these, but it also depends on their previous yoga practice. If they've been doing yoga for years, then they might find it, you know, nice and they love it. But for others, it won't suit them. Okay, so those are a few things that we want to remember before we move into it. Most of the time, I would say that when I'm teaching pregnant ladies, I just go for type 1. In my pregnancy, the 2 and 3 I felt comfortable to do, but of course I've been doing yoga for a long time, and I'm sure all of you would probably feel comfortable to do 2 and 3 as well. But type 1 I use a lot anyway. I like to do that one myself too. I like to maintain the position. I feel it's really nice. So that is a really good one to include in your class. So let's practice. So coming down onto your back. Have your knees bent. So we'll start with type 1. So bring your feet apart to that hip width distance. Have your arms over your head. If it's not comfortable to hold your elbows, or if you know that you need a little bit more support, you can have your palms facing down. Okay, so we'll start with type 1. So exhale, inhaling, lifting, and exhaling down. We're just doing it as a movement to begin with. Again, inhale, lift, exhale, down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. This time we're going to hold it. So inhale, lift, and breathe normally. So pressing down with your feet. You're just lifting up your pelvis as high as it's comfortable to go. You're contracting your bottom. Okay, now inhale and exhale, lowering your bottom down. Relax. Normal breathing. Now we'll move to type 2. So bringing your feet together. So having your feet together and the knees together, it's going to be supporting when you're raising that leg. We exhale, inhale, lifting, and then breathing normally, extending the leg so the other foot stays on the ground. So we're not lifting our leg up here, we're having our leg in a straight line from our shoulder to our toes. Breathing normally. Now inhale and exhale, bend your knee, lowering your pelvis. There is a tendency to lower the pelvis first, so you can do that, but it will give you more control if you can bend your knee while still maintaining the pelvis up and then come down. Let's see what works. Alright, we'll do it on the other side. Exhale, inhaling, lifting, extending the leg, breathing normally. Now inhale, exhale, heel down, bottom down. Alright, We'll move to type 3 where we're lifting our heel as well. Okay, so our feet are together, knees together. Exhale, inhaling, lifting, extending the leg and lifting the heel. Breathe normally. Okay, lowering your heel, bending your leg and lowering your bottom as you exhale. Other side, so we inhale, lifting. Exhale, extending your leg, breathing normally, lifting your heel. Okay, holding the position. Now lowering your heel, exhale your foot down and your bottom. Okay, bring your arms down by the side. So we're going to just move into the half gas release pose. So you can do this with me because it's quite simple, but we are going to do variations. So we're going to start with having our knees bent and we're slowly going to bring one knee out, so our left knee out to the side. Normally when we do half gas release pose, Arda Paravadasana, we'd be going directly, but we can't. Okay, our belly's there. So we're just going to use our hand and bring our knee out to the side. So this is a nice relaxed version of the half gas release pose where we have our other knee bent. It's very nice to give a nice stretch into the hip, into the knee, and nice gentle massage for the back. Okay, now from here I'll show you the other version, which is where we have our leg down flat. Now for some this can be too strong a stretch onto the other hip and into the pelvis and the lower belly. So you see what feels comfortable for you and of course for your students. Just breathing normally. Okay, and releasing, we can lower the leg down. Now we'll move to the other side of the half gas release pose. So let's bend our left knee to begin with and bring our right knee out to the side. So you've just got your hand on your knee, breathing normally. So we're keeping our head on the ground, then we're not straining our neck and it's more relaxing. Okay, and if you want to try, you can lower the other leg down. Just breathing normally. And release. Okay, so we've done the half gas release pose, Arda Paravadasana. Now, and with variation of the knee bend, now we're going to do the regular Paravadasana, the full gas release pose. So bend your knees. Now remember, it's not exactly the same. The normal one, we're going to bring our knees towards our chest, but here we need to have space. So we're going to bring our knees out and bring our thighs towards us. Okay, just breathing normally there. So this is a little bit stronger. And release. So Paravadasana gas release pose. Now you can see all of these gas release poses are done on our back. So for a woman who doesn't feel comfortable to lay on her back, she can do this if she's well supported at a 45-degree angle. Otherwise, she can do the half version in a standing position. And there are lots of other poses that have similar benefits. Okay. The other thing that's interesting with Paravadasana is that it is a pose that is helpful for turning the baby. So in the last trimester, if she does this, if her baby is in breech position, so where the baby's head is up, and normally we want the head down in that last couple of months, so it will help to turn baby. If she's doing this position regularly, it'll turn her. Remembering that in the last trimester, it might not be comfortable for her to do, okay, but that also has the impact on why the baby moves. Alright, so the next position we're going to do is happy baby pose. And we're going to start with the easier version, the half version of the happy baby. So we've got our knees bent. We're just going to bring our left knee out to the side and holding our foot. Okay, so this is our half happy baby. Other hand can be on the baby, which is nice. Okay, so our foot is up towards the sky and release. So this just gives a little bit more stretch into the hip. We'll do it on the other side. So bringing your right knee out to the side, lifting your foot, other hands on baby, breathing normally. Okay, bringing our foot back. Now we'll do the full one if it feels comfortable. Okay, so we're lifting up our feet, holding our feet and bringing our knees back. Okay. Now this is nice to kind of think of the baby, you know, how the baby's going to be when it comes out. Alright, so your feet are upward, it's a little bit stronger here, and release. Bring your feet down, rolling onto your side and coming up to sitting position. So we've got our happy baby pose for opening the pelvis a little bit more. Now, many of these practices that are opening the pelvis quite a bit, you have to think about if it feels comfortable for the lady. Generally, the opening of the pelvis is very good. For some women, if they have a stitch in the cervix, then they won't want to do that kind of strong opening practices. And also for some women who are finding that they're opening up too fast, so they're becoming very flexible in their pelvis, but they don't have the strength. So for those women, the pelvis can become quite unstable and they don't want to do that kind of, well, they shouldn't be doing all that pelvic opening asanas. Okay, it's not as common, you know, as others, but it is just important to be aware of that. Generally, they will have like a little bit of discomfort in their lower back as well, and most of the women will know from their doctor or their midwife or the physio what's going on. So here are some of our asanas from supine. Now we're going to do another asana which is from laying down, but we are laying on our side, so it is suitable for women further into the pregnancy, into up to 9 months if they feel comfortable for it. The position we're going to do is the moon pose, or if you say it in Sanskrit, Chandrasana. So I'll show you this position and then we will practice it. And this is a favourite position for pregnant ladies, and in fact for many students I find, especially when I'm doing back pain classes, people really love it. Okay, so we're laying down on our side. Okay. If needed, you can have a cushion under your head. Okay, and we're going to have the lower leg straight and the other knee bent. So if my belly is getting a bit too large, I can have something under the knee to make it higher, which will create more space. Otherwise, we keep it like this, and we have our hands on our knee. Some people say, oh, I can't get my hand to my knee, so whatever you can reach to is fine. But we do keep our hand on our knee because it gives more support when we're twisting. But if it really doesn't feel comfortable, then just stay like this. Okay, so from here, I'm going to walk my fingertips. I'm going to follow my fingertips. I'm going to look at them. And as I'm raising my hand above my head, I'm going to turn my head as well. Okay. Now, there might be a point where I can't have my fingers on the ground. So I might be up here, okay, that's fine, wherever it is, but basically you're raising the arm above your head, you're following your head all the way around, and you'll get to a point where it feels like a really nice stretch across the chest, and that's your spot. We don't come all the way around here. We stay at that spot, we breathe normally, we maintain it, and then we slowly walk our fingers back. Okay? All the way. And that's what we do. We don't come back this way because basically you can't feel anything when you come this way. So there's no point. So this position is really nice for opening the chest, stretching out the upper back. It gives a nice rotation of the neck, which is supported. It's really good for opening up the shoulders. Of course, for some people who are very tight in the upper back and shoulders, they won't be able to easily reach to the ground. And as I said, that's not important. Wherever one comfortably goes is absolutely fine. So it's a nice stretch into the upper body and a nice twist along the spine as well. And it is very supported. You only go as far as it feels comfortable. And you're getting just a gentle stretch into the belly, very gentle one. So this is our moon pose. So let's come into the position. So I'll do it with you. We're going to lay on our back. We're going to turn to the side. So to do that, from laying on our back, or if you've already come onto your side, that's fine. We bend our right leg, turn our pelvis, and turn our body. You want to turn your pelvis as much as you need so that your knee comfortably reaches the ground. Okay? Don't try to keep the pelvis this way and then stretch your knee down. Okay? Turn your pelvis. Both hands onto your knee. Remember, if you need, because some people, they can't actually put their head onto the ground. It's too much stretch, and especially with some very tight bodies, so you might need to have something under the head. Okay, so we're reaching for our knees if we can do. And then from here, slowly walking your fingertips up, over your head, and following as well, okay? So you're slowly turning your body and bringing your hand all the way behind till it reaches that nice point. And breathe normally, just staying there, relax. You might find that your knee is starting to lift up off the ground. So that's where we use our hand to keep our knee down. And if we can't have our hand on the ground, we have it up higher. Okay? For some people, their knee is lifted so they can reach their hand to the ground. So keep your knee down. Wherever you are, it's fine. Okay, then slowly walking your fingertips back. Okay, and we're going to roll to the other side. So, bringing your left knee onto the ground, both hands on the knee, and walking your fingertips. Until you reach that nice point where you're getting a nice stretch, and breathe normally, just holding it there. Feel the nice stretch into your chest and your spine. And then slowly walking your fingertips back. Okay, and from there you can come up to sitting. Okay, so this is Chandrasana, our moon pose. Now the last one I'm going to show you laying on our back for today is Ekapada Uttan Padasana, the one leg raise pose. So we're going to do it from a pregnancy point of view. Now it is important that we do practices that strengthen our core and strengthen our abdominal muscles, but we don't want to overdo it either. So the one-legged raised pose is a nice way of building that strength, but also remembering that there's lots of variations and ways to support the body more. So I'll show you and then we'll do it. Okay, so we're laying on our back. Oh, pregnant, remember, so I have to come down to the side, lower my head, and it's fine. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start with our easier version, so having our right leg and right knee bent, our hands are on the ground as a support. We exhale and we inhale, lifting up. So if we can get to 90 degrees, very nice. If we can't, that's also fine, whatever you can do. Breathe normally and then exhaling down. So we can do it as a movement to begin with. So inhaling up, exhaling down. And we can also hold it. Okay, inhaling and exhaling, breathe normally. So maintaining this position, you're pressing your lower back down into the mat. Okay, and release on the exhale. So this is our easier version of Ekapada or Tadasana. By having our knee bent, it's more supportive. It's also easier to raise your leg to 90 degrees. Many people who can't actually get their leg to 90, they can when their other knee is bent. It's also important that you lengthen your spine. So try and tuck your chin down so you'll get more length along your spine. And we want to do it slowly. We don't want to be like this. Okay? Doing it nice and slow with the breath will have a much more strengthening effect. Another version, if it is very difficult to raise the leg like this, is to slide the foot, extend the leg, okay? Again, bend the knee and slide the foot. So someone who is new to yoga, someone who hasn't really done much exercise, doesn't have much core strength, or possibly has had a couple of children or one child before and hasn't done the exercise afterwards, and now they're pregnant again, this will be more helpful. So bending the knee, extending the leg, again bending and straightening. Okay, so that's our option. Now the regular position, which you can also try, so we're inhaling, raising our leg up, and exhaling, lowering the leg down. Okay, so we can do it as a movement or we can maintain the position. Okay. Remembering that it's a little bit stronger on the core here, and any woman who is shaking, they need to bring their foot down, they need to do a variation, maybe not be holding it, and then it's fine. So again, they can come into it in this way if preferred, knee bent, extending the leg, lowering the foot down, and relax. Okay, so this practice is good for, as I said, strengthening the core especially, so that is important for protection of the back. It's going to be useful in preparation for labour and birth, and of course postnatally recovery will be much faster and easier if the core is strong. So let's have a go. So laying on your back. Okay, we'll start with having the right knee bent. We'll do the different options. Okay, so we'll start by slowly bending your left leg, extending the left leg to Uttanpadasana, one leg Uttanpadasana, and then bending the knee and sliding the foot back. Okay, so again bending your knee, extending, bending and lowering. One more time, bending, extending, bending and lowering. Okay, now we'll try it with the leg straight. So we inhale, raising your leg up and exhaling down. You can do it at your own pace here, you don't need to follow with me. Just make sure that you're doing it nice and slowly. And be aware of your lower back, your belly, and also your hips. And this time hold the position. So breathing normally, trying to maintain it. And then slowly on an exhale, release. Okay. Now we'll lower the right leg down. And again, inhale, lifting. And exhale down. You can go at your own pace here. Go with the breath. And then hold the last one. Breathing normally. And lower. So you might just do a couple of repetitions. You might not get them to hold it. You have to see what feels comfortable for your women. We'll do it on the other side now. So bending your left knee. We'll start with the easy version. So sliding your foot towards your bottom, extending the leg, again bending the knee and straightening. Again bending, straightening, bending, lowering. Bending, extending, bending, lowering. One more time. Bending, extending, bending, lowering. This time we're going to keep the legs straight. So we're inhaling up, exhaling down. Go at your own pace. And now trying with the other leg straight. And you can hold it. And lowering. And we forgot to do the other version. So the knee bent and extending. And again, put down, extending. So that's your other option. Have a try of that. And on the other side. Okay. We're going to roll to our side and coming up to sitting position. Alright, so we've done the cat pose, so we're going to move into the next version of the cat. Well, actually we'll do the cat and then we'll move into some variations. Now one thing I'm not sure if I talked about or not is in the cat pose. Now it is suitable for all trimesters, but I know I definitely mentioned that if the belly is getting larger, that it can pull down. So what's important here, if I've got a really big belly, I'm going to be dropping a lot. There's going to be a lot of arching. So what I want to do instead is exhaling, rounding, and inhaling to neutral. Okay, so we exhale round, inhale to neutral. So for women who are finding their bellies getting very large, so especially in the last trimester, and they're finding there's too much of that arching of the back, then just do this version. Okay, so it's actually good for you to experiment doing this too, because most of us are only used to doing the regular cat. So it does feel quite unusual to have a neutral spine and then do the rounding. So you can actually do a little bit of that. First we'll do the normal one. So in your cat pose, we inhale, looking up, opening our chest, sticking our bottom out, and exhaling, rounding, tucking our pelvis under, our chin towards our chest, and pulling our belly up. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Now try the other version, so inhale, neutral. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, rounding. Okay, coming back. Neutral cat position. Now we're going to do a little stretch. So inhale, exhale, look over your shoulder towards your hip. Inhale back to the front. Exhale, other side. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the side. Inhale to the front. Exhale, other side. Inhale to the front. So this is our side stretch in the cat pose. Now we're going to do the hip rotation. So we've done hip rotation in standing. So now in our cat position. So basically, how much you rotate will depend on one's comfort and also how big the belly is. So here you can see if I'm coming downwards, okay, to the side, back, and of course I can't come all the way down here, but I'll be coming a little bit back and to the side. Okay, so you can do this at your own pace. You can experiment with the size of your rotation. And the other way. Okay, bring your knees apart a little bit further and come into your child's pose. So remember, you can either put the forehead down, or you can have a bolster, or you can bring your hands into easy cobra. Just close your eyes. Just relax your body, your pelvis, your lower back. Okay, put your hands down, walking your hands back towards you. Now we're going to do another position known as Tadasana. This is going to be our last new pose for today, and it's known as the animal relaxation pose as per Swami Satyananda, but we're going to do lots of variations from this as well. So from our Vajrasan, so sitting in Vajrasan Thunderbolt pose, you can do this with me, it's easy to see and do at the same time. We're going to put our hand on the ground and bring our bottom onto the side, so our feet are on the side. From here, we're going to bring our foot against our thigh and our right foot behind, and our hands on our knees. So this is the first position. This is like your classic position, and this is a pose that you might do, like if you've been doing meditation, for example, and you've been sitting in a cross-legged position or some kind of meditative pose, and your legs are getting sore or they've gone tingly. So you swap them over thinking it's going to be okay, but it's not. It still feels tingly or numb. So this is a good way by putting, instead of having your foot here, we bring it behind, and that will give the relief that you need. And you'll find that automatically your spine is still staying upright. For some, you might need to have a little cushion under the bottom as well. So this is our first position. Now we're going to do lots of variations from here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our hands on our knees and we're going to do kind of a movement like we did with the cat. We're exhaling, rounding, and inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. So when I'm inhaling, I'm pushing my chest forward. I'm kind of sticking my bottom out a little bit and I'm looking up. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, and release. Okay, so that's our first movement. And you might want to meant to put that down because it's not in the book. And now we're going to do a side stretch. So we're going to inhale, raising our right arm from the side and exhaling down, just as far as it's comfortable to go. And here, when you are doing it, try to press hip downward as well. There's a tendency for it to lift up. Try to press it down. Just breathe normally here. So as I've mentioned before, side stretches are really nice in pregnancy. Inhale up, exhale down. Now the other side. Inhale, raising your left arm, and exhale to the side. You won't go as far this time. Breathe normally. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, now we're going to do a twist. So inhale, lift your spine, exhaling, twist towards the left. Your right hand goes on your left knee, looking over your left shoulder, and breathe normally. Now inhale and exhale to the other side. Looking over your right shoulder, breathing normally. And release. Now we're going to do another movement where we're going to bring our hand onto our hip. So our right hand goes onto our right hip, our left hand on the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up. So we're lifting our hip towards our left knee. So we're lifting it and we're looking over our shoulder. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it's, we often like joke that it's like camera pose, you know, like posing like this for a photo. So it just gives a nice like loosening here for the pelvis and the lower back. So these movements are quite nice for the lower back. I often use all these in a back pain class. Okay, so this is our movement. Now we're going to do the position, actual position as per Swami Satyananda and Chakrasan. Of course, our version is a bit different. The normal position, imagine I don't have a belly, okay, and I just come down. This is the position. Now, the pregnancy version, we may be here. You can also turn your body a little bit so that instead of going directly over your leg, you're coming more to the front. And then you're bending forward. And you might be able to have the elbows on the ground. You might be able to do like the easy cobra. Or you might be here. Okay? Whatever it is fine. Okay. And you probably couldn't see my hands here because I was on the wood. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've done this side. We're going to move to the other side. Okay, so our first position, our hands are on our knees, that cat movement. So we exhale, rounding, inhale, open, exhale, rounding, inhale, open, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and release. Alright, now side stretch. So bringing your left arm up, inhale, and exhale to the side. Breathe normally. Remember to press your hip down a little bit. And inhaling up, exhale down. On the other side, so we inhale, raising our right arm, exhale, breathe normally, inhale up, and exhale down. Okay, so we've done our side, now we're going to do our twist. So we inhale, lifting, and exhale, looking over your right shoulder. Breathe normally. Now inhale and exhale to the other side. Breathing normally. Now inhale and exhale back to the front. Remember, you don't have to do all of these movements. These are just kind of variations that I've added to the pose. So you might decide that you're just going to do one of them or two of them, whatever. All right, now we're going to do our camera pose, camera movement. So bringing your hand onto your hip, other fingers on the ground. So we inhale, looking over your shoulder, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and we'll move into our position. So we inhale, lift our spine, exhaling, sliding our hands down. How far you go will depend on how big the belly is or the comfort. Okay, or we can turn our body a little bit more towards the middle and come down a little further. Okay, so whatever suits. Breathing normally, just relax into the position. Okay, and slowly releasing, walk your hands back. And we're going to come into our Shavasana, and then we're going to move into some breathing after that. So short Shavasana. Now, we've already talked about Shavasana and how not everyone is comfortable, so it could be a side Shavasana, it could be a Matsya Kritasana. We're just going to do a short one for today. So laying down on your back. Since I've got a bolster, I may as well use it. Okay. Relax. Take a deep breath in and out. And again, a deep breath in and out. Feel the body relax. And just scanning your body from the crown of your head down to your toes. Noticing any tension, any tightness, any stiffness. And using your breath, focus on the area. And as you inhale, imagine that area expanding with prana. And as you exhale, feel it relax. So you inhale, feel the area expand with prana. And exhale, feel it relax. So using the power of your mind to relax your body. Keep your mind focused on your body and on your breath. Feel that with every breath you take, your body's relaxing that little bit more. Breathing out any tension, any stress. And just a short Shavasana today, so now wriggling your fingers and toes, stretch. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs, and release. Okay, we're going to move into some breathing. Now you can either be in Taragasan, the pond pose, laying on your back, or you can come up to sitting, whichever is comfortable for you. Okay, and don't come up sitting like that because you're pregnant. Keep forgetting about that. Roll to your side and sit up. Okay, so either staying in Taragasan or coming up to a sitting position. Any sitting position that feels comfortable for you. If you want to use the wall, you can sit against the wall. If you want to use a cushion, you can sit on that. Be comfortable. Okay, if you are in a sitting position, you can bring your hands into Nyana Mudra, where we're touching the index and thumbs and our palms down. Our spine is upright. Closing your eyes, shoulders relaxed. And just become aware of your breath as it flows in and out. Notice what parts of your body move as you breathe. Trying to deepen the breath so when we inhale, our belly comes out, and when we exhale, our belly moves in. So inhaling, belly comes out, exhaling, belly moves in. So I'm going to do some counting now, so keeping your eyes closed, awareness of your breath. I'm going to do inhalation at 4 counts and exhalation of 6 counts. If it's not comfortable for you to exhale to 6, you can continue with 4 is to 4, or you can continue just with awareness of the breathing and trying to slow the breath. Okay, so getting ready. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And normal breathing. Now, anyone who's still in Tadasana pond pose, rolling to your side, coming up to sitting position, we're going to finish with the final prayer, the prayer for Mother Nature, and then we're going to do some Oms. So find your comfortable sitting position. Hands are in Nyana Mudra, or if you prefer, you can have your hands on belly, on baby. Closing your eyes. Your spine is upright, your body is relaxed. So you can repeat after me, chant with me. Durge Smrta Harsi Pitim Ashesha Jantoho Swaste Smrta Mati Mativa Shubhandadasi Daritya Dukkha Paya Harnika Twadanya Savopaka Karnaya Sadadrachitta Savamangala Mangale Shive Savata Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace in your body, mind and soul. As you inhale, remembering your resolve for a happy, healthy pregnancy, birth and baby. Exhale, relax. And one more time, inhaling, resolve for a happy, healthy pregnancy, birth and baby. Exhale, relax. And bring your palms together. Rub your palms. Place them over your eyes. And gently opening your eyes. Release your hands. We'll move into Paravadasana. Interlock your fingers, stretching your hands away. And inhale up. Exhale to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. Inhale and exhale, bring your arms down. We'll do another practice where we inhale, raising our arms up, bring your palms together, and exhaling, bending forward. How far you bend will depend on your comfort and your belly. Okay, and just closing your eyes here. This is Nyana Mudra, the surrender pose, where we're letting go to those higher energies, following our instincts, following the energies that guide, that divine energy that shines and runs through all of us. Especially important to connect with in pregnancy. And now slowly inhale, bring your hands up, and exhale, bring your arms down. Thanking baby, Hari Om.